Plastics United. Ja. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Plastics United, our little program to give strength and confidence and hope to the plastics world family in these troubled corona times. Today I'm talking to a North American company, Nordson, and I'm connected to its Vice President for the European market, Godfrey Sandham. Hi Godfrey, how are you doing?
Hi Guido, yeah, I'm good, thank you. Enjoying a bit of sunshine, a little cold here in Munster, but yeah, life's good.
Okay, that's good to hear. Let's talk a little bit about the status of the North American plastics industry, because we are hearing sad and bad news about the development of COVID-19 crisis in North America. But how is the plastics industry doing at the moment?
Yeah, well, it's kind of interesting, of course. We're in new territory for all of us. I would say that our experience to date is that globally we're seeing similar behavior in each of our markets. I mean, we as a company operate in three zones between Asia, Europe, and the Americas. And I'm responsible for the global business for the what we call the BKG line, which is all our filtration and pelletizing businesses. We kind of see a time shift. So we started at the beginning of the year. We saw we saw the downturn in Asia, particularly in China, of course, and then we saw that start to pick up. But at the same time, we saw some decline in Europe. And then as we see Europe leveling off, we now see some weakness in the US market. But having said all of that, it's still not too bad for us. We're still very busy. We're seeing, obviously, upticks in some areas and downturns in others. I'm sure, like a lot of our colleagues in the industry, everybody knows that anything to do with automotive is really struggling right now, and that's all down. But then equally, on the medical side, we're seeing upticks, and particularly in the melt blown area and anything to do with the production of PPE. We're seeing significant increases in opportunities, both with OEMs building new machines, but also in end customers revamping equipment and increasing capacity where they can. Recycling, we see projects that were already ongoing before the beginning of the virus epidemic. We see that continues pretty strongly. Projects continue. We've also seen some very healthy, large base polymer type projects that are continuing as previously. Some delays just due to the difficulties in communication and engineers sitting down together. Although I think that's one of the interesting things that's come out of this so far, that our ability for people to work remotely, to work from home, to work with Teams and Skype and other tools has been phenomenal. So overall in the US, I would say that yes, there's some downtick, but not too bad. And as I say, generally the upticks in one area are compensating for some of the downturn in others.
Okay. What I'm hearing here in my show almost every day from the companies throughout the world is that in these days, in these corona days, the image of the plastics industry is drastically improving. It's getting better because people appreciate the characteristics of plastics at the moment. How do you think can companies like yours take this positive spin in the image improvement to the next level, to the post-corona period, so to say?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess for most of us in the industry, we were shouting about some of these things, at least between ourselves. That there's virtually nothing we can do in our lives today that doesn't involve picking up something that's got a plastic element in it, whether it's our cell phones or whatever it might be. So yeah, it was a frustration for us that we saw the plastic became such a bad word in general, when 90-something% of what we do with plastic is such a good thing. What's been interesting, I think, here is that actually the use of single-use plastics, all of a sudden, of course, people realize the value of single-use. And we've even seen some, maybe temporary, but we'll see, reversal of some policies, like the UK's put on hold its ban on plastic bags, and companies like Starbucks, of course, have now banned the use of reusable cups just because of the risk of spreading the virus. So we've seen some reversal there. And hopefully what we can do is to continue to show people that plastics are a good thing, single or use or not. But the careful use and disposal and recycling is important. And as an industry, as a global population, we have to take more care of everything we use, not just plastic.
That is absolutely true. And one last question, Godfrey. What is the conclusion that you and your colleagues are drawing out of this period, out of this crisis? Is there some kind of lessons learned?
Well, certainly from our point of view as the company here, we've learned that we have an exceptional group of employees, and I'm sure a lot of companies will say the same. Our team's resilience and people's ability to adapt and working new ways, and the improved tolerance for each other, not just within the company but within the world, and the way people are helping each other has been truly exceptional. I think we've all seen lots of examples of that on the TV and around the world. So that's been enlightening. We're very fortunate, and we've been able to keep more or less full production with various adaptations, so far through this epidemic. So it's been tremendous, and we're hopeful and optimistic for the future.
That sounds great, and this is a very nice message at the end of our little show. Godfrey, thank you very much for being with us here in this show. Please stay healthy. Give my regards to all your colleagues within the Nordson Group, and we keep in touch, and I hope that we can soon meet in person again. Thanks for participating, Godfrey. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching our little program. If you want, please spread this show and this video file in order to make this, this show a worldwide movement of the plastics industry. All the best, stay healthy, and see you next time. Bye-bye.